Hello and welcome to Velocity Racing League round number 3 here at Zandvoort in the Netherlands between the sand dunes of the Dutch coast. This is round number 3 of our Formula 1 Championship on Assetto Corsa, and we are streaming tonight to YouTube but also to... Oh, hold on a moment. I've just heard it come through on the Twitch and the sound is not good.
Yeah, I was gonna let you finish and then tell you.
So, is that... Yeah, do you want to just mute a second, please?
Your audio's crap, but...
Well, that's a shame how it started like that, but I mean, I was really going to be problems with it
Yeah.
all the time, every single time. Welcome along, Velocity Racing League Formula 3, Formula 1 Round 3.
About as fast as Formula 3.
A track that hasn't seen a Formula 1 race since 1985 was scheduled to come back this year. Unfortunately, some things have happened to prevent that. But we are in the middle of qualifying, 14 minutes to go. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring you the Bahrain race because of some technical issues. We've now got Jack Green, who I'm going to introduce now, streaming it for us. Hello, Jack.
Hello. My PC is currently doing okay.
Oh, that's good. Start off with, as we're watching here, Chris Monroe, who won the last race in Bahrain. It was quite an action-packed one, and in fact, we've had to pull out the safety car because of some events in that particular race. We'll hopefully be back soon. We'll see what happens. But,
Yes, that was a bit of a disaster.
if you can just switch over to the championship screen as we just scroll through the championship standing.
Alright, there we go.
On top of the championship, Steve Edgerovich, he's on 40 points with Fraser right behind on 36. There's a bit more of a gap to Chris Munro. He had a bad round one, but he won the second race. 28 points for him. Josh French, 27. He's going to be away tonight, as there's Nicholas Gregg in the background, who's had a massive accident. And in 5th position, and Nicholas Gregg, as aforementioned, in 6th. 19 and 18 there. It's a very close championship. We just move on to the constructors. Bentley on 50 points, and the 19 Renault team on 46, 20 Renault on 40, and the Mercedes lineup on 28. There's a few changes to the grid we've got to inform you about this evening. Andrew O'Hara has joined, and he is driving for the 2020 Renault team, and he is proper quick. He's leading the qualifying standings at the moment, with Munro in second by 0.038 of a second. Very close indeed. Also making his return is Lorenzo Rodriguez for Jaguar. He has returned finally to Velocity Racing League. It's been a long time. And Pez Hardy, who is the only one that shows up as Pez Hard.
Yeah,
That's going to annoy me, so I'm going to get that fixed.
interesting name.
But anyway, that should be fixed up soon.
Should be
A
fine.
few updates to talk to you about at the moment. And by the way, Jack, if a name goes yellow on the leaderboard, it means they are causing a yellow flag.
Causing a yellow flag, okay.
So you can quickly switch over to them. if
Yeah,
it
okay.
becomes a problem. You've also got it on the static camera angle, so I suggest pressing F3.
There we go.
There we go. It says static. It's definitely not. Give you a few other updates. DRS has been activated properly. There is now, you're only allowed to use DRS within 1 second of the car ahead during the race, and that has been fixed. And we managed to get that working at Bahrain. It went pretty well, I think.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
A couple of little teething issues here and there, but apart from that, went all right. There's a 25 lap mandated practice for every driver now. That's a brand new thing we've introduced to try and have a little bit of quality control and make sure people know the track. They're actually showing up on race day and doing their first laps then.
Dude, you're screwing me over here for the future.
Yeah, as we have,
Hopefully we don't have a repeat of the Melbourne Grand Prix anymore.
yeah, so things should be a little better. Probably introduce that in supercars as well, which, by the way, supercars kicks off in a week. A week? Yes, a week. It's on Sunday. Next Sunday.
I can't wait! Go on!
150-kilometre race at Adelaide. It's going to be an absolute stonker.
I tried doing a practice one earlier against the AI, got to lap about 55 and got bored and quit. So, I'm not too sure how it go.
The stream watcher. We've got 4 viewers currently watching us on our YouTube channel. Hello to you guys.
Hello, 4 people.
I forgot to put the link out to Discord. Hold on.
The gap, the gap between Andrew O'Hara and Mr. Munro was at 0.038 seconds, I believe. It's now up to 0.3 of a second between the two drivers. Then there's a small gap to the rest of the field.
Well,
The next closest driver being Meredith.
so everything looks fine on the stream, which is fantastic news.
Good.
Apart from the little audio glitch we had earlier. And
Wasn't that me just being stupid though?
1:11.107 is the top time on the leaderboard. He set a 1:11.263 across our week of practice. Did Mr. O'Hara after 60 laps of practice.
It's insane.
Who logged the most laps? Jack Meredith, 172.
Oh my.
114.
Whoa dear, speaking of.
Speaking of, seems like that practice hasn't done a lot of good because he's managed to spin around. Although he's
Back to the
all the way
pits.
up in 3rd position. So fantastic job from him. It does show how much practice makes it perfect.
It does really. It's quite surprising how much it can pay off. I always found in the ATCC that the tracks that I had more practice on or that I was more familiar with, I generally performed quite a bit better. So it does make a difference.
It certainly is kind of fairly obvious. We've got a few announcements to make while we continue through this qualifying session watching Jack Meredith at the moment. Oh no, Chris Munro. Anyway, the Indianapolis 500 Velocity Racing League is hold. Oh, it does come up as... Okay, that's meant to be a Ferrari.
Oh.
It does come up as... Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So it is a problem for you as well. Okay.
No, it is. That's my fault.
You did mention it in the briefing. Earlier, I didn't have time to go and fix it up, but anyway.
Yeah.
Keep a mental note of that. Now, a couple of announcements to make. Indianapolis 500, we're opening expressions of interest for that on R Factor 2 and Assetto Corsa. If you want to sign up, there is a link in the YouTube description for you to go and express your interest. We are welcoming all regions into that. Probably have different races for different regions as well. Or go to velocityrl.com/Indianapolis-500. Velocityrl.com is our new website. It's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Yeah, we have a website. Look at us go.
Oh no, it looks so beautiful. And yes, it was made with We Believe, We Will Vote. Formula One's, as I've just got a ping, hold on. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I heard that.
Now, as for Formula One sprints, we are opening expressions of interest for a sprint series, 2 times 25% races weekly. Maybe on different tracks, we'll see. That's still in quite early planning stages, and in even earlier planning stages is a Formula One Historics Championship on Assetto Corsa. I've been having a ball with some of the old Grand Prix Legends mods and trying them on like 1966 Monaco and the old Monza and Spa and all of that, and it's great fun.
Jeez, I might actually be able to take part in that one.
Yeah, so we'll see how much interest we get for that. I will open expressions of interest for that tonight, probably. I think that's all to go through. Remember? Let's turn our attention to this qualifying session. 5 minutes to go. Andrew O'Hara leads the standings with Chris Munro in second position, Nathan Ankovics in third, Meredith fourth, and in that top four different teams.
Yeah.
So you've got O'Hara for the 20 Renault, which has moved back to a 2-car operation. Munro, which is only a 1-car operation in the Mercedes. Nathan Ankovics, 1 car for tonight in the 19 Renault. Josh French, unfortunately unable to be here this evening.
Mr. French.
Meredith for Alfa Romeo, fantastic job from him. He's having an absolute time.
I just want to draw attention to the times real quick. You can see the amount of practice people have done drops off fairly drastically as we get to the bottom of that list. P13 and 14. But the rest of the fields all looking like they'll have a couple of cars to battle with, which is good. It's always what you want to see.
So Jack Meredith coming down the main straight. He is
all over that first curb.
He took a lot of curb there. The first corner of Tarzan, which is that's probably going to compromise his lap, I imagine. Right behind him is his Alfa Romeo teammate of Riley Smith, running 2020 Alphas as he just goes on, and probably to head back to the pit lane. Yep.
Yeah, he did.
So he's 9/10 off Andrew O'Hara's time, sitting in third place nice and comfortably. They're running the 2020 livery from now, and they've actually got the numbers on.
They look pretty good, eh? There's a spin for an Alpha. I mean, an Alpha, what the hell? A Renault? I don't know who it was.
That was Jurovic in the number 9 car, who is our championship leader at the moment. He's sitting in 5th position. Scores points down to the top 10. There's a lot of displeasure expressed about this particular circuit. It's quite narrow. It's very fast. It's certainly a lot of fun during a qualifying session to watch. Can we just go on board with someone, Jack? Just to the T-cam? Press F1 a couple of minutes. There we are.
Okay.
So this is Lorenzo Rodriguez returning, and he's going
into the gravel. Okay, let's
Lovely
find.
work.
Here we go.
Next.
Coming through turn 1.
Oh, perfect as well. Through the first corner of Tarzan. Now on the run towards the Gerlach Borscht. This is me trying to pronounce Dutch names. The Higgenholz Borscht, which has been banked for 2020 Formula 1, which won't be going ahead, unfortunately. Now on this run down towards Scheelvlak. There we are. Let's go with that. Through the fast right-hander. Almost flat out. Now braking very fast. Right-hander at the Masters Bosch. And then slowing down. A little bit tighter, turn 9. And then once again, similar corner, turn 10. Sweeping around onto this back straight. One of the 2 DRS zones. As they fire down. Move over to the left. Brake down to the second gear. Turn in for the Hans Ernst Bosch. There we are. Now on the run towards the right-hander. Now, this is another section that has been banked for 2020. There is a version of that going around, but it wasn't quite reliable enough as he ends his lap by going into the pit lane. You ever feel like you waste time? He's done a 1:10.955, by the way, just quietly.
Jeez, there's only a minute left of this qualifying session.
The first person to crack the 1 minute 10 is just a new bloke, right? Andrew O'Hara, who is one of the quick. He's an alien, right? Over in AKR, he is, well, he's not quite dominating, but he's certainly one of the quickest over one lap.
Is he an AK driver, is he?
What's that?
Is he an AK driver, is he?
Yeah, so he's over in the ACC nightly race that they've got.
Yeah, right, okay.
He is, which by the way they're doing Zandvoort as well. He is usually the one on pole position. He is actually on proper worldwide leaderboards as well. He is very fast indeed. So you watch the Rodriguez.
It's impressive.
At the moment, he won't be happy with that at all.
Well, look at the times all ahead of him, because there's a few sort of times relatively close to him.
So time's expired now.
Into overtime.
Got the Alpha Tauri rather of Max Foley ahead of him, who is currently 7 seconds off the pace, and I don't think that's 110% or a 7%. Sorry.
I wouldn't think so, no. It's a fair ways off.
Oh, you're trash.
Just be better, dude, come on. I was just about to say it's going to be a horrific crash.
Whoa! I'll just look back at my screen and saw that. How long?
How many cars we got left?
Start populating. Can we go to a car who's not in the pits? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Smith comes across the line. He's 7 seconds off. Ankonix is rolling through these. What is this? Turn number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, I think. Now for the last corner. On the run to the line. How's he going to end up?
Goes no faster, and something Meredith, yeah, he just stopped.
He goes faster? Oh, he's on faster. Well, that's the end of that one. I think it's only a 90-second countdown, so it's a bit less than usual now. We still have time to go and do whatever, but anyway.
Not as much time wasted. So it's a 36 lap race.
It's a 36 lap race tonight at Zandvoort. As we take a look at our qualifying standings, our grid for tonight, Andrew O'Hara on debut sits on pole position in the 20 Renault car. Chris Munro alongside him, the front row of the grid. Jack Meredith, fantastic work from him. Third position. He's usually one to be further down the grid, certainly.
Yeah.
He's currently sitting on 0 points because he got a penalty the first one.
He's done well, though.
But he's done very well there, Nathan Ankovic, sitting in 4th position, and he is 5th in our championship. Stevo Jurovic, our championship leader, in 5th position. Nicholas Gregg in 6th, and then Chris Fraser in 7th position with some flag that I don't recognise. Alex Spinozzi in 8th position, then Riley Smith and Daniel G. 9th and 10th. We go on Nathan Hughes in 11th position in the Ferrari. The Ferrari's quite far down this evening as Pez Hardy in 13th as well. Oh shit, it's a 60-second countdown. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Oh hey, check out my ping, 460.
Yeah. I'm gonna go take a piss.
Nice. Should be a relatively interesting race tonight. It's what? Smaller field, but all the times are all relatively close to each other. As in, there's sort of select groups. You sort of got this front group running here, then a massive mid pack, and then a few of the lower down cars. Here we go. Lots are on. The lights are out. We're driving away. I can't work out my camera buttons. There we go. Andrew's lost pole. Is done well to get it back though. Through turn 1. Oh, there's a spin there for the Mercedes. There's a huge crash involving multiple cars. And my PC really didn't like that.
There's a massive crash on the exit of turn 1. And
Bentley, Renault and Mercedes.
It looks like Dorovic as well. And there is
Lorenzo
a
at the back there.
Jaguar that will be Rodriguez and Munro.
Mercedes almost spinning again.
So Munro, so we've got our championship leader and our championship second place and our championship third, all involved in a turn 1 incident that I didn't see because I was off in the tournament.
I think Munro spun himself from my view. I was desperately trying to get my buttons right as I realised I wasn't pressing the right thing.
So our order: O'Hara, Ankovic, Meredith and Smith, the 2 Alfa Romeos, 3rd and 4th. Great effort. Spinozzi, 5th place. And then it's Hughes and then G. And then Greg in 8th position. Spivey in 9th. He certainly shouldn't be there. Frank Hardy in 10th. I'm sorry. For those of you not aware, he's a good friend of mine, so I can...
Jeez.
As for that lap 1 axe, I should, now that we actually have a decent computer streaming, I should probably get you set up for live replay.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Remember I did those all
Oh,
the way
shoot.
to R-Factor?
When you press the wrong button. There we go.
So as we watch, there's a... can we go to 7th and 8th, please? Because it looks...
Whoa!
There goes Dan G.
The timing of that.
At the Hulls Bosch, then he rejoins...
Pretty good 360. Spivey.
Luckily gives them some space on the run-up to that corner that I can't pronounce.
I can't pronounce any of the corners. You're doing better than me. Yeah, that was quite good to see.
Got the track map up.
These
So,
rear few cars already on their own. I think it was... I believe Munro just spun himself. And then... Here we go. And then he's effectively counters...
Can't see anything. Broadcast is covered by the track map.
Oh, what? I pressed off on that, but okay.
This one is fucking idiot. Thanks, Mello.
Yes, thank you for that save.
Oh, someone spun round and it's Pez Hardy, and then into him it goes Rodriguez. Just got unlucky there, and I can hear him raging down the hallway.
Yeah, he wouldn't be happy. He loves a good complain.
Alright, apologies about that, people. We've just, yeah,
I'm not very good at this, as it turns out. I could have sworn I turned that off. Maybe I accidentally clicked it.
Still showing up, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
I pressed off. I can confirm now that I've pressed off.
Switch back to live race. Oh, off the road.
Spied with a spin.
Yeah, we've got you now. There we are. So, how long has that been on for?
Yeah, look, probably. Whoa! And there's a spin there for Lorenzo, I believe that was. Yes, it was.
Off the road.
Just gone. Spivey drives past him. He's still out in the gravel.
There's someone off on the racing line, going very slowly, is what I'm hearing him say down the hallway. Can we see the race? Yes, it is. It is fixed now. Apologies about that.
Okay. Yeah, that's my fault. My bad.
Good one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think you're monitoring it on your phone, like, bro. Anyway. So we've got O'Hara leading, Ankovic in second. He is just 0.6 behind, still hanging there within the range of DRS, which is now enabled, was enabled on lap 3. So let's have a look then at...
Jeez, look at that gap. Look at the gaps between the cars. Got the 2 leaders storming off, Meredith kind of on his own, and then everyone else effectively.
So it's been up since pretty much... What? How long to go in qualifying? Since about a minute to go in qualifying, so...
Nice.
Oh, sorry, everyone.
I'm like 95% sure I pressed back to live race, but okay.
at least it was transparent. Okay, so you can see something.
just had to squint.
36, we're watching Nathan Hughes in 5th position. He's under pressure from Nicholas Gregg. We focus back on the race and not this stream.
Not my poor YouTuber skills. A couple of people gone down a lap here for pit stops, I believe that was.
Yeah.
Getting repairs done.
Whereas I'm still not happy I can hear him. Should bring back team radio.
Yes, that'd be good. Oh, here we go. It's looking a bit lively.
Here we are with Monroe looking on the back of him. We've got DRS. He's opening it up down the front straight into the Tarzan wash. And he takes the position, does he? Yes.
Dan almost looked around the outside.
Yeah, Dan held for a little longer than I expected him. 2 on the outside of that corner, but couldn't hold on for long enough. Into the points for Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe trying desperately to make up for the lap 1 disaster. That you have to squint to see.
So lap 6 now.
Car's actually spreading out a fair bit.
There's a big gap between 3rd and 4th, so about 15 seconds or so there.
Yeah, near enough to it. Ankovic's a little mistake there. Run the tail out a little bit. Swavi's gone back down to 12th. He's the last person on the lead lap currently. Dan there trying to catch back up to Chris Monroe. It's a fair gap now to Jurovic. That's a 4-odd second gap.
At the replay of the start and sprinting, and it seems like Monroe. It looks like he just lost it on the extra corner.
Yeah,
like
I thought so.
Maybe a little bit of a lag touch. I'm not sure, and then he tried to correct it and ended up going straight back into the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he overcorrected. That's what I thought, but in panic of pressing buttons, I only was half concentrating. Someone's gone wide, I believe, just there. Stevo it was.
Stevo Jurovic.
Not done too great this race. Oh, Nathan Hughes gone. Done.
Right, so he has DNF from this race.
Just disappeared. Blank.
In 8th place in the championship, will remain on 10 points for another race. He didn't score any points at Bahrain, so I think he also quit that one. Shame, though.
He's
now,
quiet.
as for whether or not that's an internet problem, I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure we'll find out in due course. Wait 2 seconds. That's 4.
Yeah. Everyone's really... Look at those times you can see on the side there. Actually, Andrew's fallen right off the back of... Look at that. Almost 2 seconds between the leaders. And then 10 seconds back to Meredith. Everyone's really found their own space, pretty much apart from these cars here.
Still a long race to go, of course. This lap 8 of 36. 36 lap race. This is our most number of laps. Well, it's all the same length, but it's the most number of laps that we've done thus far.
What are we looking at for pit stops, do you know?
No.
Come on, dude, you know more about Formula 1 than I do.
I think Lorenzo was mentioning a 1 stop from mediums to soft. Can we actually, I think there should be a way to check that.
Oh, who knows?
Anyway, as we watch, that's Nicholas Gregg, who's in 4th position. He is just overtaken.
They're only 2 cars that are near each other. It is a really narrow circuit.
It is. It is a very narrow circuit, and there's a lot of just pleasure about it. Although, you know what's in 2 weeks' time? Monaco.
Oh dear! What's amazing me, I think Spinozzi just went off. He did.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Heard it
So
in the background.
That's off at turn number 9. And now he's coming under pressure from one of the Alfa Romeos. It's the Alfa Romeo Riley Smith. Who
Riley.
is going to have DRS? No, doesn't.
I'm also impressed with this track, the elevation change. Quite a bit of elevation change, which is something that you don't see on a lot of circuits, which always frustrates me when there isn't a lot of elevation change. So it's good to see.
It's proper old school circuit. This was once one of those road course.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Road race layouts.
Into the pits for Spinozzi.
Yep, so Spinozzi in the pits. 1948 this track was opened. And it's been in its current configuration since the turn of the century.
Back in the noughties, which I never knew were called the noughties until just recently. Yeah. I had no idea. I'd never heard of that before in my life. Geez, Fraser with a bit of an interesting exit out of turn, I don't know, 3 or 4, whatever that is. Rear end stepping out on him just a bit. Gathered it up nicely though.
I think what we might do with that track map to add a timer to it so it disappears up 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Automatically. So that doesn't happen again.
Spivey's already about to get lapped. So he'll be the 4th car to go a lap down!
Oh!
And Kvix, what happened there? Did he lose the... Oh, was it trying to get around Spivey?
Must have lost
because
the car.
Spivey's now behind him.
That's
maybe.
A very difficult braking zone, that one. There's a bit of a kink on the way in.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's locked a tyre or something.
Well, to be fair, he's also caught up to the leader, though. Made about a second on him.
He has.
In the last half a lap.
So has O'Hara made a mistake? Two randoms going at it.
I would believe that'd be the fault of traffic. Spivey and I think there might have been another car were nearby, so traffic hurting the leaders currently, trying to fight their way through.
I would have to say the 20 Renault squad will probably be leading the Constructors' Championship after this race. They have the only one of the top 3 to have... No, shut up. Out of the top 3 have Bentley, which are Fraser and Spinozzi, who are doing very well at all. Well, I say that. Spinozzi is probably a little bit lower than usual. And then Fraser obviously had his accident at turn number 1 is off the road there.
No, I think that's trying to get out of the way. That was.
That's black.
That's Mr. Pez.
Yep.
Yeah, the black Ferrari. I think he was just trying to get out of the way there of the leaders, which got him. Looked a little bit interesting, but dare I say a bit shady. But yeah, he was just trying to get out of the way.
Glad to say we've got 8 concurrent viewers. A lot of people very interested for some esports racing. Can you go back to the lead? Are you joking? It was like...
I just saw those other cars are close. And I'm like, is there anything interesting going on there? And I'm like, no, not really.
He'll have DRS as they come onto the front.
Oh!
Oh, hit the bump.
All over the curb there.
Coming around the last corner now. And onto the main straight. Bit of dirty air, of course, but he's going to stay inside the 1 second window. The DRS flap will be wide open. No, it won't be.
Or not.
Wonder if there's a DRS problem. Hope not.
Maybe. Well, someone was complaining about it. Who was it earlier? Someone was complaining about DRS not working.
That was Nathan.
Oh, right, okay. So it doesn't matter.
So 9 viewers tonight on our YouTube channel. Thanks very much for
Nice.
tuning in this evening.
And apologies again for my piss poor performance at the start of the stream. Oh dear, that's a Red Bull around. That'd be Dan, I think. Yeah.
Seem to have gotten.
Yeah, it was just the way the camera was.
Doesn't seem to have hindered much as we go back to the battle for the lead. This is down the back straight. DRS should be open, but still not.
It's hotting back up again. He stays off the curb this time. He's made up he must be pretty good at that middle section of the track, because he's done quite well to make up the almost half a tenth he was down at the start of the lap. So he must be stronger here.
What is pretty much one of the few overtaking opportunities.
Here we go. DRS is open.
Tarzan. It is very Hungarian, this circuit. Very Hungarian.
Yeah, look, outside of Australia, my knowledge of racetracks is very little, so I'll have to take your word for it. Oh no! Ankovics! Running wide into this hairpin. All that time he's made up, he's now gone. And he's going to have to fight to get it all back. We have 8 cars no longer on the lead lap. He's gone off into the gravel.
No.
Tyres cooked, perhaps. He's dropped almost 3 seconds off the... Oh, it is 3 seconds, actually. Or over 3 seconds. That's a shame for him. He was doing quite well. Now it's almost 4 seconds.
Really battle for the lead we had there.
It was a good battle. Then he just lost the car a couple of times. And that really hurt him. Some other cars down the field.
Anything else, you can hit Control D and like change the leaderboard style.
What does Control D do?
Change the leaderboard style to like intervals and stuff. There you are. Just leave it on that.
Alright, hang on.
There you go. Nope, that's compact.
Oh my god.
It. One more. Ankovics pits. That'll be for damage, I would imagine. So he's going to be dropping down the order. What do we got? DNG.
Well, that was interesting. Struth, Spivey must have got a shocker of an exit.
They're both using DRS. That's interesting.
Well, I suppose they were both at one point trying to overtake the other person, so...
Let's have a look at the chat log.
See what's going on in there. I'm going to keep my eyes on these cars for a little bit. Oh, Dan runs a bit wide into the hairpin again. Definitely a tricky part of the circuit. Okay, they've all calmed down a little bit and... Oh no! Speaking of, Dan runs very wide! Almost into Spivey.
Oh.
Spivey just slips past.
That would have been disastrous.
Yeah, that was close.
I'm going to bring up this chat log. See if there's been any naughty use of DRS. One for Nathan Ankovics already.
Dan with an off. I think he just recovered it, but it was a bit of a half spin.
Alright, so that's on the run.
There's a Bentley just behind these two, I believe. Oh, damn!
No way.
What was that?
So
that was a really strange crash. I don't know why he went off.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's an internet problem.
Yeah, surely, because
well,
he just darted off so suddenly to the left and straight to the wall.
He was in the braking zone.
Yeah, that was weird.
Can't really have car failure. Also. Yeah, anyway. Certainly an unusual one of what Chris Monroe now, who is in turn number 1. 6th position for him. He is currently in 3rd place in the championship.
A Spivey with an off with the hairpin just there.
Yeah, he's done some...
Just to give you a bit of an idea of how narrow this circuit actually is, especially for Formula 1 cars.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, a little bit lag. So they roll through the right-hander. We've just got ahead of Spivey, so...
Yeah. O'Hara's into the pits, the leader. Leader goes into the pits. A little bit of understeer here in
so
Chris's car.
Inherits the lead. Can we go to O'Hara, please, and see where he comes out of... Oh, so yes, he continues to lead. He is right up behind the Ferrari that doesn't have the skin.
Yeah, that is black, the black Ferrari.
Yeah. There is a
he
1.9
gets out of the way, good work.
He's actually caught up quite a bit.
2.4 odd seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, just about.
No, Nick Regan bits as well.
In that frankly beautiful Jaguar livery on his
Yeah,
Formula One
I found
car.
out the origin of that. It's a sports car from sometime, I can't remember.
The sports car from, I believe it's a Jaguar. It's a Group C car or something, touring
Yeah.
car
It was.
from 1970, like 9 or something. And that was a like good looking car already, but on the Formula One car, I don't know. It just looks so good to me. Maybe it's the gold wheels. I really like gold wheels. Meredith into the pits.
Yep, so
So-
we'll move out of the way for O'Hara and Ankovic to continue their battle for the lead on lap 17, please.
It's cooled back down again. The battle between them has. All the battles have, really. Everyone's well and truly found their own space. God, you look at people like Lorenzo here, who's just in the middle of absolute nowhere. No one anywhere near him. 51 seconds to Spinozzi is the next car in front of him, at least on the lead, at least on the same lap. I think he's going a lap down. And then Spivey's almost 13 seconds behind him. It's so annoying when you're doing a race and the gaps are this big, because it's so hard to find, I don't know, motivation, I guess, is probably the word for it, to sort of keep racing. Because it can get quite tedious, really, to just keep on going around and around. Because at least when there's other cars near you, even if they aren't on the same lap, they still give you, you know, something to chase, something to aim for. Whereas on your own, it's really hard to just keep on lapping by yourself. Here we go. Battle hotting up between Smith and Fraser here. The Bentley versus the Alfa Romeo, the 2020 Alfa Romeo. They're almost the only two cars near each other on the circuit. Coming out into this back straight. Will he use DRS, which I think is allowed to be used there? No, he doesn't.
Yes, it is allowed to be used. Well, it should be. Well, I haven't seen much use of it, obviously, there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have at all. I was just thinking.
Interesting. So this is our only really...
Yeah, it's not the only two cars near each other that are on the same lap. They are passing Lorenzo, is that? Yes, it is Lorenzo. Here we go, down to this tricky... Oh, no! Riley Smith spun the rear tyres, I believe, coming out of the first turn. So, similar-ish to Munro on lap 1. Who's now in the 4th, I've just seen. Good on him. Half the race to go, someone just told me. And that's the end of that battle. Maybe that's our fault, I'm not sure. But yeah, Munro up into 4th place after the first lap disaster that we didn't see.
Yeah, certainly quickly getting through the field. Lap 19 of 36. Still a while to go in this one. There's...
Nicholas has gone round. That was dangerous there with one of the Bentleys. Lorenzo's teammate drives past onto the grass to make sure it's out of the way. There we go, he gets going again. I just saw his name pop up yellow and I'm like, something interesting.
He's done exactly what you need to, though. He's stayed put.
Yes.
Right? Because the worst thing you can do is drive straight to the parking lot.
Yeah, and you see that a lot. So, yeah, that's a good point you make, though. Good on him for just making sure there's absolutely no cars around. Steve-O! Steve-O's gone.
Gone. From 9th position, he is at our championship leader. He's gone. So...
Internet, surely.
I think so. As for what's happening there, I'm not quite sure. Sure, we'll become aware of it later on. Lap 20, Andrew O'Hara starts his 20th lap. He is leading the Dutch Grand Prix.
Doing quite well. Catching up to a lapped car now. To,
Discord message that's come through, I reckon that'll be...
yes. Is that some explanation? Eagerly awaiting the response.
Not happy. So
What's he say?
that was effing shit out. As for
Unhappy man, there we go. Got an Alfa Romeo of, I'm not sure who that is. Is it Smith? Yes, it was. Riley Smith just getting out of the way. Munro into the pits now. Taking his, must be a one-stop race. That's what most people have done.
Only going to pick up 2 points there. So,
there's a spin there for Mr. Pez in the black Ferrari.
oh,
Who's losing the rear. I would assume those rear tyres are cooked. Oh, they are. Good point. Come on, Spivey. Beat Mr. Pez. In the black Ferrari. That AlphaTauri car looks so good though. Can I just... Look at that. That is a good looking car. There you go. So, DRS is allowed to be used... Oh. Or not. Never mind. I didn't go... It's a short little straight to use DRS, I guess.
Yeah, there's not many straights to use.
Yeah, well, it's very European in that there's just kind of turn. It's very flowing. Quite like the Bend or Phillip Island.
Not really a Formula 1 circuit as such, but...
It's looking like a cool circuit. It looks like it'd be fun to drive around in like a car that likes to slide, so... I don't know. Old Toyotas and that kind of thing. Looks like that'd be fun to drive around here. There you go. Add another slide there, letting Munro go past him, who's down to 5th after his pit stop. I think he's going to the pits as well. No, he's just driving well over to the side.
So we have a...
Letting that Jag past. Lorenzo was.
Where's a 9th position there? 5th pit. Is that a second pit stop?
Oh, there's another spin for... Oh no, there's a crash actually.
Oh, taking out the leader. The race leader taking out O'Hara is gone.
Ankovic has gone past.
Accident there.
That's a disaster. I didn't realise I was the leader. I didn't recognise the car at first. I'm just like, oh no, there's another car tangled up. Jeez, that's almost 4.5 seconds is now lost on Ankovic, and I believe Ankovic was 2 seconds, if not more, behind. So that's a fair bit of time is lost.
He will be fuming.
I would be. Holy crap!
So we'll certainly have to have a look at.
Yeah, that'll So we'll definitely have to have a squiz at that when we can. I would. That's the kind of thing where if I for the rest of this race, if I saw him again, I would just purposely spin him out. I would be so livid.
Fifth position puts in the fastest lap of 1:13.571 as O'Hara's knocked his front wing. 16 damaged. That I'm not sure out of what. Anyway, there's still a long way to go. We're a bit past halfway now.
We're only on lap 23. Renault gone past the Jag.
Is that in the hook?
Lorenzo is still in just the middle of nowhere. Look at the times around him. Dan's 12.5 seconds behind him. Then there's 52, almost 53 seconds to Riley Smith above Lorenzo up in 8th. Actually, insane. That's not looking much better for Fraser up here in 4th.
I just want to see Spider's face game quickly.
Yes, that would be good. Anyway, doesn't he use VR?
No, not for this.
Oh, okay. Why not?
Not even using the cockpit cam. To be fair, there's a big stonking halo away. Well, you can turn that off.
Yeah, that's how they can be turned off, can't they?
What is there to look forward to next? Monaco in 2 weeks' time, live stream, of course, and then our Supercars Championship in a week and a bit.
Oh, you know I'm doing the sweatiest of practice for that.
Adelaide 250-kilometre race, 78 laps, full race, and that's going to be very fun when people eventually find out.
Yes. I've been looking forward to this V8 Supercar series for quite a while because In the last series, I found out on the final race that my assists weren't set correctly. So I had no clutch or throttle blip being used the whole series, bar the final race of Bathurst.
Well,
And so I was at a huge disadvantage the whole time. However, now I have the shifter and the clutch, so I'm racing fully manual now. And I've been putting in a lot of practice getting used to how the cars handle on the not optimum track and trying to get a bit of a feel for a few setup changes. So,
Oh, there's a bit of spin. Oh, spin now, is that's linked because they're both nearby one another on the circuit?
yeah, that would have been interesting. One trying to get past the other and they've gotten tangled up.
Lorenzo's certainly knocked his front wing up to 16 damage, and then Spinozzi up to 12. So, whether or not they'll have to pit in,
Yeah.
they're both out. They certainly have quite a bit more because Pesardi 36.
I just want to point out something for the time being. O'Hara is quickly catching back up to Ankovics, if you look at the top there.
We're going to be on for a great battle to the end.
Yes.
2.6 seconds the gap with 12 laps to go.
And considering it was almost 6 seconds before, there we go. So maybe it was Lorenzo's fault considering how he just let the Bentley pass so easily. The black Ferrari's off the track, smacks into the wall, gets in a straight line. Guess that works.
So it's his first race, admittedly. So might need to give him a bit of practice during the week. We'll see what happens. Rodriguez gone. Apparently.
What?
On track. Yellow
Battle holding up here between Fraser and Munro. Oh no!
Oh, off into the wall there. That's Fraser.
Commentator's curse. Right as the battle was about to heat up, Fraser just I'm going to assume lit up the rear wheels again, and off he went.
Picks up another one. 4th position for him. Now there's 52 seconds between him and 3rd place to Meredith in the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, so I doubt he'll make that up with 10 laps. In 10 laps.
What? 12 points.
Look at that! 1.6 seconds between the leaders. I'm going to assume Mankovic just had a moment because he gained a massive chunk of time there. Almost a second, I think he caught.
Monroe will now be even on points with Jurovic, and they'll both be on 40. But I believe that Fraser will be leading the championship from here on.
Yeah, right, okay.
Although O'Hara picks up 25 straight off the bat if he can get past Nathan.
It's looking like he might. He's, hovering about 1.5 seconds behind him, but he is slowly eating into that.
For that 20 Renault squad, who is now down to one car, at least this weekend.
There was a Jaguar coming out of the pits just there. Lorenzo, I would assume. Meredith goes into the pits. Munro will make up some time, actually.
That's another pit. I think that's the 2nd pit stop. So.
Oh, really? Because I believe Munro's already done his pit, so he'll make up a fair bit of time there. Whereas Munro currently on track. I was only here. Bit of a ways off, but might pull off some incredible trick. The gap between the leaders hovering oh my god, hovering roughly around 1.4 seconds currently. However, as I say that, it goes down and shoots back up a little bit.
That's that wall of dirty air.
Yes.
Just hit. Can't get much closer, particularly around a curvy circuit like this one. They roll through the last 2 corners now and onto the main straight. I tried to use corner names and can't pronounce it.
A bloody quick driver though, considering he's made up that much time in really not that many laps. .2 seconds there.
Luckily, we've already had, like I said, this track is really well liked, and it seems up and down the field. There's been some.
Well, hang on, here we go. Almost within that magical 1 second range. He's getting closer. This is going to be on in I'd give it a lap maybe.
Oh, inside a second. There we are. And we're about to go into a DRS detection point. We can hold on a little bit longer.
Here we go.
Okay.
This could be on.
We'll run towards the hand zone.
Let's watch what he does.
8/10 opens the DRS, not close enough. Not a very long straight, that one. I'll have to wait to the front straight now. Through the... Oh, no.
At turn 1, this will be... Okay, here we go. Let's see how much time he can make up. 7.5 seconds, down to 7/10. 7.5 seconds. Down to 7/10 coming onto the straight. They now charge down.
No DRS.
5/10 now. Just under. Getting closer. He'll be trying to see now what parts of the track Ankovic is a bit weaker at, you know, where he maybe brakes a bit too early or runs a bit wider on the exit of a curb, trying to find weaknesses in his driving and trying to apply pressure.
Snipping that curb as we go rolling it through shade black at the top of the course into the Masters Bosch. Very fast corner, that one. It's not really a place for overtaking as we get down towards one of our few overtaking spots around this circuit. Out of turn 10 and on the run towards the hand zone spot.
Where no one is using DRS as far as I can tell.
Using DRS. Well, he is. Is it? No.
No, he didn't.
Bit of a lock-up. Runs a bit deep. There's O'Hara.
It's also close between Spinozzi and Riley Smith, I've just seen as well. Down in the mid-pack. 7th and 8th. Onto that front straight again. Opening up the DRS. Oh no, he isn't.
Yeah, so I wonder if there's a DRS problem.
Yeah, that's...
I'll certainly go back and...
He's within a second. And he's looking sharper is probably the right word. Just sharper than Ankovic right now. Ankovic looks like he's running quite a bit wider through a lot of the turns, whereas O'Hara's managing to keep it quite tight through these turns, a lot closer to the apex. O'Hara seems to be. So I'll put my money on him getting past, but starting to run out of laps now. However, they're coming up on a lapped car now, so we'll see how that goes. It's Bentley. Spiving into the pits, that'd surely be for damage.
So now should be the time where that Bentley runs over. That one little straight. Well, his next opportunity will either
There we go.
Oh, there we are.
Bentley's out of the way.
Mm.
Good work. Who is that on the shore? Fraser?
Fraser, I reckon.
Yeah, it was, yep.
No, Fraser being
Back to
left
the lead.
over, up to 5th place now.
He's just barely fringing on that 1 second, but yeah, no DRS use there. Keeps it closed.
In the lead lap. Look at the absolute pace from these two. They're battling out for the win with 6 to go in the Dutch Grand Prix. Round number 3 of the Austria Formula 1.
They're properly moving. Jeez, his gap's like... You just can't quite get it down to, you know, that sort of 3/10 or so range where you start looking at making a move, you know, you show the nose coming into a turn to make them think, and you really apply pressure on them. You try and brake just a little bit later than they do to make them focus on you more. All these other little tactics you can use to try and essentially distract the other driver from getting a perfect lap in. Here we go. Speaking of, he's actually gotten right into that. He's got a brilliant exit. They're side by side. However, Ankovic does have the inside line, and he keeps the lead for the time being. O'Hara made a massive amount of time through that left-hander. So I'll assume Ankovic's got a poor exit there, but didn't quite see. We'll go on board here for a little bit and see what he's doing.
Not close enough. Nowhere near close enough for the first corner.
Yeah, no. Watch through these turns though. Ankovic he seems to be a bit wider through a fair few of the turns than O'Hara does. O'Hara seems to have a better handle on his car right now. You can see there. It's a prime example. O'Hara able to turn the nose of the car in and it sticks quite well, whereas Ankovic doesn't quite have that at the moment, and I believe that is what's hurting him. O'Hara would have to look at making a move soon, though. What was that, sorry?
Crazy yellow flag.
Where are we?
He's alright though.
Something happened there.
Yeah, coming over the top of the...
I believe Pez has had a spin. The Ferrari, the black Ferrari. O'Hara nowhere near as close this lap than he was last lap. He's off in the dirt.
Yeah,
Has he got a problem?
Just coming through, are they?
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah. He's well out of the way, Meredith as well.
Has he got a problem?
Quick, go!
Here we go!
They've crashed, so... 3rd and 6th position, that's a lapping incident.
Oh my god, there's cars everywhere in terms of laps. They're all over the place.
Well, Monroe doesn't even gain that much, he's still 30 seconds off.
Anchorix ran wide just there.
Last on the run into the Hugenholtz.
Pez pits, there we go, so if there was a problem, I would assume he had damage, which is why he was going so slowly. Massive gaps between everyone, but yeah, lapped cars proving a bit difficult for people to pass as this track is so narrow.
Oh, it certainly is. O'Hara looks to have a lot more pace over Ankovic, but he can't get past. He's running out of time. There will be 3 laps to go when they cross the line next.
He's going to have to really push in his last couple laps to try and get past. Just got to put enough pressure on the car in front to start making little mistakes, you know. Brake slightly too late, run a little bit wide. Those sorts of things where you can then capitalise on. There you go, DRS is open, finally. He's actually used the DRS.
A grandstand finish in round 3 of Velocity Racing League Formula 1. Brought to you by the Big Swing Meeting.
So he's finally worked out what his DRS button is. He's very wide into that bottom turn. Tried to hook it in for a late apex, didn't quite work. Still ran a little wide. Under half a second between them now. This could be on.
He looks closer. He looks much closer. Although it's difficult trying to hold on through these very fast corners.
Yes. The oh so famous dirty air. Dropped off a tiny bit. It's not too bad. Can he get a decent exit out of this turn? He does, and with the lap traffic, this could be interesting. So hopefully that gets out of the way. Sparvy.
Get out the way.
I was just about to say Sparvy should get out of the way, and he does. However, that has hurt O'Hara a bit. He's dropped back off by, what, lost about 2-3 tenths? Yeah, about 3. So Pez. Black Ferrari. Does he use the DRS this lap? Yes, he does. DRS wide open coming down into turn 1. Trying to gain that extra little bit. However, we are on the second last lap.
He's gotten so unlucky with that lap traffic now. He's back out to a second. He's gonna beat him.
He's gonna have to pull out a magical move at this point to try and get past. However, it's not looking too good. It's almost out to a second and a half between the cars. So I think that may be over.
O'Hara is certainly dropping off. Where are we?
Yeah, he has.
Almost
he gave
2
it.
Seconds now.
It is. He's given it. He gave it all that he had in the last probably almost 10 laps. He's been trying desperately to catch up and try and overtake Ankovic. And I think finally he may have just settled. Although he does make up. He seems to be quite good out of that left-hander just before that little straight there. He's made several tenths on him.
Stick around because afterwards we'll be talking to the drivers in the debrief.
Watch me get yelled at for my piss poor stream skills.
Yes.
won't be able to use DRS this time down the straight.
That'll be it, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Unless Ankovic makes a mistake here.
Just about to say, unless Ankovic makes a mistake, which is possible. And speaking of, we'll actually have a look at him, see how he's tracking. Takes quite a wide line through that turn, but he takes it every single lap, which is slightly interesting. Everyone has their own way around a circuit, their own way of stitching together all the turns to form a lap.
Fast circuit. And we go to another undulating slow circuit. Very narrow as well. Monaco in 2 weeks' time.
The Black Ferrari has
We're
another
also going to
spin.
have a historic Monaco race, either on a Thursday, as the depends again, on the Wednesday or Thursday. So whether or not that'll be live streamed, we are yet to see. But,
Yeah, we'll see how that all goes.
you can join the Discord if you want to join in on that one. As for this battle for the lead, it is pretty much over because Nathan Ekvix is going to come
done.
around the final corner and he's going to win round number 3 of the Velocity Racing League Formula 1 at Zandvoort.
Did incredibly well to hold off that charging Andrew, who's gone back to the pits across the line.
Golly.
But that was that was such, for a good almost 10 laps there, trying so hard to catch up and more importantly overtake at this quite challenging circuit, especially for Formula 1 cars. Didn't quite get there in the end. Lap traffic hurting him on that second to last lap, kind of ruining all chances he had. And to round out the podium, position number 3, Jack Meredith coming across the line, swerving all over the road. Here's a little celebration. Someone doing burnouts, I can hear.
Racing League at least. Jack Meredith, 3rd position.
There we go. Crashed into a park, Spivey.
So Ankiewicz, O'Hara, Meredith, Munro look set to come across the line in 4th, and it's Fraser, Greg, and Smith in 7th position. Then Spinozzi, Dan G, Rodriguez back in 10th position in the points straight away. Spivey 11th again. I think that's the 3rd race in a row he's ended up 11th and just outside the points.
He seems pretty happy about it.
DNFs were Jurovic and Hughes.
Which, what, we're assuming internet for Hughes and unsure on Durvik? Is that what we had?
Rage quit, I reckon.
Rage quit. For both of them, or for
We'll be sure to check it out later on, but yeah. So Dan G already bringing out his sorries for Alex Spinozzi, so an interesting one. Shall we head over to the live driver chat?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, let's do it. I'll drag you over.
Yes, please.
Sweet. Yeah, me neither. I've never even gone on this track. I never even loaded it up.
Yeah, Spivey, I could tell.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't come last.
Yeah, thank you very much.
How are we?
Okay.
I imagine
I'm glad that's it.
Afro May got a podium.
Alright, I guess I'll
Pretty
go then.
Podium,
Or actually, no, I'll stay.
Well, certainly interesting,
Dude.
that's for sure.
Oh my god, I
It's-
hated that
we-
race.
We are.
Pez here, the mobile roadblock. Are you guys running stock setup or are you doing something?
I got a setup.
No, I've changed a lot.
I'm stock.
Yeah, I
What
just
size did you guys start on up front?
mediums and soft.
Yeah.
I went medium, soft.
Medium.
I went medium, hard, and soft. I used all.
Nathan, you were
I
quick in the race.
Hey?
You were quick in the race.
Not really. I was driving like shit.
Really? You pulled away from me, like, a lot. I couldn't.
What car were you in?
The only time I saw Nathan was when I was trying to find a place to go off the track then and by.
What car were you in, someone?
Nice.
Probably me. The Alfa Romeo.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
display right. That
Yeah.
was me.
That fella.
Yeah, I was slower. Don't you worry about that.
Oh well. On the times when I leave, I've actually beaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even though all those didn't wreck, I still.
I'm not sure how much that counts, dude.
What happened
Oh.
to Juro?
Just
Why did he leave halfway?
Just
Yeah, I
disconnect
beat him,
it,
so that's
aren't I?
fine.
Oh, look at that
You got it.
P1. Look at that. Look, P1.
So, as
Nathan was
for-
going fine, then he spun and just left. I'm like, come on.
I should mention we are still live on YouTube. You're listening now to the debrief with who have we got? We've got Jack Meredith, Matt Davey, Chris Fraser has just joined, Dan G, Jack Green, Nicholas Gregg, Lorenzo Rodriguez, Pez Hardy, Nathan Ankovics, Riley Smith, Alex Spinozzi, and myself.
Hello, YouTube world.
And Spivey is server muted.
Yeah, that's because he made an annoying noise. Hey, shut up.
There we are. We fixed him up now.
I'm the people's people, man.
You haven't broken him, girl.
In this public arena, anything to mention?
You smell like balls.
Jack Stock
Bruh.
Yeah,
Six
see,
bucks
you
down, that's fine.
unserver me. Why did you do that? And he just says, "Oh, you smell like balls."
There's a reason for this.
What happened at the start? Like, because
Monroe
blowing
Monroe
up
just
and I just
Yeah.
got tangled in it
I was
Monroe spun
side by
and then
side.
with Dan.
tried to correct it and crashed into the
Yeah.
whole field.
Yeah.
When I got sent through the air, I went on the grass a little bit and hit the barriers, so my rear wing got damaged. And then I caught up to Spivey, and then I came around the corner and I opened DRS, and it just sent the car around.
So just snap the car to one side.
Just snapped the car and hit the barrier and turned into an airplane.
Yeah. Well. All right. Now, I think this stream was pretty successful, bar the audio problem at the start.
I literally
and
unmuted.
did you guys
Okay, there we
hear
go.
that Mr. Jack Green here stuffed up and put the track map over the entire start of the run?
I could have sworn that I turned it off, but apparently not.
Luckily, it is,
Thank you.
Jack, can you just switch over to F1 discussion, please? It is, however, transparent, so people could kind of see through it. But it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, you have to squint, but you can still watch it. It's fine.
Yeah. So, apologies to people on YouTube with that one.
Bruh.
But yeah,
And on the other platform. Like,
anything to say?
How do you go 6 seconds light quicker?
Monroe should have spun into the wall instead of in front of the field.
Yeah, I watched the facts.
Absolute Roman Grosjean.
So, well,
It was Ericsson.
is he here? No, he's not. Damn. Oh, did anyone make contact with him? I don't think they did.
No,
I
What
don't
happened?
know. On the
Has
first
anybody got
lap,
any
Nah,
complaints?
back
I
in.
saw-
Ben spun in
thought-
front of me. I just hit him and just spun round.
I thought Durovic had driven into me after all that melee at the start, but it turns
I
out he
think
just
so.
like lit it up and slid across the track on trying to get going again.
Someone definitely hit you. Someone definitely.
I
100%.
reckon I hit you everyone at one point during that race.
So, what do we got? I've got to figure out a couple of championship standings things. Spivey, is that the third time in a row that you have finished outside the points?
Maybe. Look, I was one place, so give me a break.
Okay, I've got my first point.
wasn't it?
Oh, instead of being
Well,
3 races.
Spivey, you were like 7 or 8. You were like 7 seconds off the pace in qualifying.
Look. I don't know why I was so slow because I got a fast 11 the race, but I don't really know why I was so slow.
Well, you just weren't concentrating, were you?
In the first
No, I
half of
was.
qualifying, his best lap was his out lap.
No, that isn't all true.
Yes, it is.
Lorenzo with the facts.
I ran the whole practice doing like 119s and 120s, wondering why I was so slow, and I realized that my throttle was only mapped to 3/4 full.
Oh, bro.
Dude.
Because when you were like pulling away from me, like at the end, I was trying to see if I could somehow catch up to you, and like, geez, a lot quicker
Yeah.
than in practice.
And then I picked it up right before qualifying, so that was lucky.
So, I believe from now, Fraser will be leading the championship 46 points. And have Ankovics on 44, although...
Have I got any points? No.
Fat zero.
Monroe on 40 and Jurovic also on 40 because he DNF.
At least I beat him, though.
Am I beating Jack in the standings?
Jack Green? Yeah, I think so.
No, shut
Where did you finish
I
up?
would presume so.
I finished 6th, he finished 3rd.
6th. So,
Yeah, you can't forget me on the points this time, surely.
yeah, fantastic job.
He had a good race.
I love how Jack just put a picture of
He went past me about
like,
What?
like how you've added me as well, so that everybody knows who. Like, out the way.
Oh, there, yeah.
Is
And
that a
then you're the one who
printer?
put on a face cam.
Sorry?
Is that a printer?
Where? The black box?
It looks
Well, this photo
That's
here.
my, that's my
This
Oculus
photo here.
box.
Also, is that a purse? Is that a purse hanging up in the background of that photo?
With my pack tickets on it.
Sure, buddy, sure.
Wait, is that a rainbow in it? Oh my god.
I'm having a look at this.
It's
I'm
red.
watching this.
No, there's a
watching
little
this
rainbow
stream.
on that, I reckon. A little tiny rainbow.
Yeah,
It's a,
there
he has a purse with a rainbow on it. Okay.
But it's yellow and blue!
Right. Oh,
It's like a rainbow to me.
But I'm literally gonna have to take a picture of this right now, aren't I?
so
God's
We don't
sake.
care.
We don't care that much about your purse, Sparvy.
You're
Just
annoying.
yes, Nick, you are leading. You're on, by my count, you're on 26 points, and Jack Meredith's on 15 because he started with 0 because he had a penalty and then scored 2 points.
Oh yeah.
Who's the other Mercedes driver? Is there another Mercedes driver?
You had Chris Munro, and then you had Matt Munro, who dropped
Oh,
out.
I went back to David's stream because he tapped me when he was letting me pass. He's just slowly veering to the right.
really.
He did that last round as well. He was slowly veering and like hit I'm just
I
like,
didn't
no,
even realise that.
Like you just weren't concentrating, were you? Like you always aren't.
Look in general, that is literally, like, I don't know what more you want. But it's just blue and white. Don't bully me, please.
Well, I'm not. Well, I have the stream, and I'm not changing off of F1 discussion. That's a purse.
See what he's done there.
Executive
He's
powers.
put something over the rainbow. That's what he's done.
my
Oh yeah,
God,
of course.
It's my gym.
Just the
Why
first.
is the stream popping up for me?
The gyms are closed.
Why is
We're not-
the
we're
stream
not-
popping up for me? Why?
We're going to finish up this stream at 9 o'clock, so in about 3 minutes from now. Until then, is there anything else that anyone wants to bitch about?
I made a legitimate overtake. Like proper. And it
Good
worked,
for you,
and
mate.
it was fine.
Thanks for the race, so.
I did like this one.
Thanks very much.
Why do you have your PAX things on it?
So we will
I
obviously
just got them on now. I don't really know why.
we'll obviously go through the steward's incidents and all launcher inquiries.
Also, I saw what happened to O'Hara, and he must be so pissed.
Oh my god.
It was right in
What
front of me. I was like, "Oh shit!" He got hit by a
He got hit
I
by
forgot.
Pez, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I
Yeah.
apologise in advance.
Hey, I don't think I've actually got any penalties.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw what happened between Dan and Alex. That was
Yeah.
that was
Stop.
Yes.
I like how I go on Facebook and like I just see the Velocity Racing League and you're on the Discord screen, so I can just see my face on it. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
Why isn't your stream coming up for me?
Because you're a fan.
Because he ended it.
No, but it should still be like a thing.
Ended it. We've got a minute and a half, so I'm just going to quickly make some plugs. Indy 500
Blah blah blah.
expressions of interest are
Don't feel scary.
also there's in the YouTube description. F1 Sprint. Can you shut them up, please, Jack? Thanks. F1 Sprint. F1 Sprint Series expressions of interest for that. Historics. We could potentially do that in the future with a Monaco Grand Prix on, well, maybe Wednesday or Thursday before the Monaco race. The Monaco race is in 2 weeks from now on Friday at 8 p.m. We'll be back here to live stream that again.
Doesn't Supercars start that weekend as well?
Supercars starts
Next
no,
weekend.
starts in a week.
Oh yeah, in a week. 19th.
Adelaide, 250 Ks. So we will also be streaming that one live.
Can I just ask
We-
why the hell you sub-muted me? I wasn't even making the noises.
You said.
Yeah, I was about to say, excuse me.
That was not necessary.
You didn't sub-mute
It's fine, that's on you.
You didn't sub-mute your own, so.
What?
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
he
talking.
didn't say Scrottle.
Yes, he did,
He literally didn't.
He was like blah blah blah. Like he was literally saying blah blah blah.
I'm down.
I was plugging.
When he started
something, 'cause
plugging
he
this
literally
up, I was
said,
like,
okay,
blah,
I'm gonna
blah,
plug
blah,
stuff. I was like,
boring.
okay.
Yeah, he was, not you.
Yeah, but that was funny.
No.
Everyone
Oh,
laughed. at
thanks.
it. Oh, it's
Alright,
so funny.
it's just
I'm
gone
watching the
past
start
9
of the
o'clock, which means
race.
we're running over time. Thank you
Yes.
very much for watching.
watching-
We have been live today on YouTube,
Blah,
on
blah.
Twitch, on Twitter, and on
Oh, God.
my own Facebook page as well. And we have got like
On
Like
TikTok.
it's pretty
Oh,
decent numbers.
Sean-
It's nothing
Sean's
to
taking
like,
always
like
crazy.
a whole 10 concurrent viewers on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
10. Whoa.
It's probably all
Wow.
of them.
We've hit double digits, folks.
I'm not watching.
We'll have a look at
Double digits when I'm rushing.
although we
I'm
have
watching
done
the
that.
start just to see the massive map across the screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching the start of the and just a massive map.
I could have sworn I turned it off.
It won't happen again because Jack will be fine.
Fellas,
Yes, because I'll learn my lesson and all that.
Bro.
So thanks very much for joining in and watching and doing all of that, and good